Srila Prabhupada ki, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Chaitanya Gaur Sundar ki.
Jai.
Ram, Ram. Shri Guru Charana Padma Keval Bhakti Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Keval Bhakti Sadma Bando moha savadana mate Bando moha savadana mate Jahar prasade bhai e baba tori ajay Jahar prasade Jahar prasade bhai Hey Baba Tori Ajay Krishna Prati Ho Jaha Hote Krishna Prati Ho Krishna Prati Ho Ja Hote Prati Hum Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Sitete Koriya Kya Guru Mukha Palma Vakya Sitete Koriya Kya Arana Kori Ho Mane Asha Arana kori ho mane asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Prasade चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से देव ज्ञान दे प्रकाशित देव ज्ञान दे प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जहा होते अविद्या विनाश जते प्रेम भक्ति जहा होते अविद्या विनाश जते वेद गाय जह करे तो वेद गाय जह करे तो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधमा जनारा बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधमा जनारा बंधु लोकना लोकेर जीवाना लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पादा चाया हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पादा चाया हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पादा चाया ए बजा खुशुक्ति भुवाना ए बजा खुशुक्ति भुवाना चिल्ला प्रभुपाद भक्ति दबावाना चिल्ला प्रभुपाद भक्ति दबावाना जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष विशेष शून्यवादी पसतारे से तारिने सरस्वती देव गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेष शून्यवादी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद धन्यवाद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद प्रभु नित्यानंद गदाधर शिवसदि हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम राम जय कृष्ण बल जय राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे जय नित्यानंद राम नित्यानंद राम जय नित्यानंद राम जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभु जय जय प्रभुपाद Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Srimad Abhijana Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astu Tadasat Shri Srimad Abhijana Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Nam Acharya Hari Ras Thakur ki Prem Ko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Gaur Bhaktivedanta ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhana ki Nilachal Jagannath Puri Dhama ki Jagannath Puri Dham ki, the Lordships Lord Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Nathai Gaur Sundar ki, ISKCON founder Srila Prabhupada ki, BBT founder Srila Prabhupada ki, Ganga Maya ki, Yamuna Maya ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Samaveda Bhakti Vrinda ki. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Chingaya, Namaste Nare Chingaya, Namaste Nare Chingaya, Kala Dala de Daini, Kadala de Daini, Iranya Kachi Purvaksha, Iranya Kachi Purvaksha. Shilatankana kalaye, Shilatankana kalaye, Ito ne chingo, parato ne chingo, to ne chingo, parato ne chingo, Yato, yato, yanita, to ne chingo, to yato ne chingo. Vaye ni chingo, irgaye ni chingo, aye ni chingo, ye ni chingo, ne chinga maram saranam prapati, chinga maram saranam prapati, tavakar kamala vare naka, adbhuta chinga dalita. Hiranyakashipo Kano bringa Ketavadita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Javakar Kamala Vare Naka Kesavadeta Narare Rupa Jaya Jagadesa Re Jaya Jagadesa Re Jaya Jagadesa Re Kesavadeta Narare Rupa Jaya Jagadesa Re Jaya Jagadesa Re Jaya Jagadesa Re Jaya Nitsingare 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 Jaya Nitsingare Jaya Nitsingare 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 Jaya Nitsingare Jaya Prahlad Nitsingha Jaya Prahlad Nitsingha Prahlad Nitsingha Jaya Prahlad Nitsingha Jaya Prahlad Prahlad Nitsingha Jaya Prahlad Nitsingha Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jilal Prabhupada Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki, Shri Prahlad Nrsimhadev ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande.
I have an abbreviation. From who? Online one, it's a little bit shorter than that.
What's that?
Google Bible. It's a little bit shorter, but it's not as long as the other one. Let's just.
No, just welcome me.
Just welcome you.
Leave it. Leave it. Go. You in public.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. And a very, very warm welcome to the new Jagannath Puri Sunday Love Feast. My name is Bhakta Shravan, and I am most humbled and honored to be your MC for today. This morning, we are most honored to have His Holiness Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Swami as our guest speaker for the day.
Hare Krishna. See, he's new. I am not new. Are we clear?
Yes, Maharaj.
Continue.
So Maharaj has a very long and very illustrious bio, but he specifically requested for me to not announce it today.
I don't have a long. You made it long.
So, dear devotees, just a few requests. Please, may you turn off your cell phones or put them on silent before we begin today's program. And without further ado, I give you to Maharaj.
Thank you for your short welcome. I prefer it. Can we increase the sound? I'm stretching my voice. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Prabhupada ki, Anantapur Vaishnav Vrand ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Sundar ki, ISKCON Phoenix ki Yatra ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari. I am happy to be with you all again in South Africa, and we shall read from Srimad Bhagavatam today. And you can repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This microphone can be stand on this side. Take it away. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is canto number 4, chapter 20, and the chapter is entitled Lord Vishnu's Appearance in the Sacrificial Arena. Before I continue, don't be shy. If you are visiting us, not necessarily this particular Hare Krishna or ISKCON temple, but if you're visiting us for the first time in an ISKCON temple, you can please raise your hand. Okay, just one person. There's another hand on the side? No. And did you come with someone? Who did you come with? Oh, you know some devotees, so you're in good company. Okay. So once again, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 20, text number 25. And the chapter is entitled Lord Vishnu's Appearance in the Sacrificial Arena. And the verse is as follows. Sa uttama sloka mahan mukkachyutyuto bhavat padamboja sudha kananilaha smitim puna vishmita tattvavatmanam guyo ginamna vitaratya alam varai. The translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada, and which follows the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation. My dear Lord, you are glorified by the selected verses uttered by great personalities. Such glorification of your lotus feet is just like saffron particles. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carries the aroma of the saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entity gradually remembers his eternal relationship with you. Devotees thus gradually come to the right conclusion about the value of life. My dear Lord, I therefore do not need any other benediction but the opportunity to hear from the mouth of your pure devotee. And in the purport by Srila Prabhupada, it is explained in the previous verse that one has to hear glorification of the Lord from the mouth of a pure devotee. This is further explained here. The transcendental vibration from the mouth of a pure devotee is so powerful that it can revive the living entity's memory of his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In our material existence, under the influence of the illusory Maya, we have almost forgotten our eternal relationship with the Lord, exactly like a man sleeping very deeply who forgets his duties. In the Vedas, it is said that every one of us is sleeping under the influence of Maya. We must get up from this slumber and engage in the right service, for thus we can properly utilize the facility of this human form of life. As expressed in a song by Thakur Bhaktivinoda, Lord Chaitanya says, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. The Lord asked every sleeping living entity to get up and engage in devotional service so that his mission in this human form may be fulfilled. This awakening voice comes through the mouth of a pure devotee. A pure devotee always engages in the service of the Lord, taking shelter of his lotus feet, and therefore he has a direct connection with the saffron mercy particles which are strewn over the lotus feet of the Lord. Although when a pure devotee speaks, the articulation of his voice may resemble the sound of this material sky, the voice is spiritually very powerful because it touches the particles of saffron dust on the lotus feet of the Lord. As soon as a sleeping living entity hears the powerful voice emanating from the mouth of a pure devotee, he immediately remembers his eternal relationship with the Lord, although up until that moment he had forgotten everything. For a conditioned soul, therefore it is very important to hear from the mouth of a pure devotee who is fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord without any material desire, speculative knowledge, or contamination of the modes of material nature. Every one of us is ku-yogi because we have engaged in the service of this material world, forgetting our eternal relationship with the Lord as his eternal loving servants. It is our duty to rise from the Ku-yoga platform to become Su-yogis, perfect mystics. The process of hearing from a pure devotee is recommended in all Vedic scriptures, especially by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One may stay in his position of life, it does not matter what it is. But if one hears from the mouth of a pure devotee, he gradually comes to the understanding of his relationship with the Lord and thus engages in his loving service, and his life becomes completely perfect. Therefore, this process of hearing from the mouth of a pure devotee is very important to making progress in the line of spiritual understanding. Om Agyana Timirandasya Agyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So once Srila Prabhupada was very sick. The body was very sick. So his leading sons and daughters, his disciples, they requested him to stay in one place and recover and do not do anything else. So Srila Prabhupada asked them why. So one of the leaders, leading devotees, said, Srila Prabhupada, you had mentioned to us many times in the past that when you initiate disciples, and if they do not follow properly, and they break the principles again, regulated principles, which is no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit activity, and then you suffer. And we see that you are suffering due to maybe some of them are not following the practices of Krishna consciousness nicely, like that. So Srila Prabhupada paused for some seconds and they were waiting for his response. And Srila Prabhupada said, at least I know they're not eating meat. So here's a personality, even if you are not Krishna conscious, but you are supposed to be, he still keeps the connection, still keeps the connection. But Krishna follows dharmam tu shakshat bhagavat pranitam. Krishna, he has to follow dharma because he has given us dharma. Dharma only comes from the codes of spirituality to follow, only comes from Krishna, no one else. And therefore he has to set the example to follow his own codes. But the devotee goes beyond the codes and ethics and morality of Sanatana Dharma. Krishna may cut off the relationship between those persons who are not following properly and were meant to follow properly. But Prabhupada never does. See, Srila Prabhupada never does. He always keeps people connected. Now, another time when Srila Prabhupada was again very sick, the body was very sick, they convinced him. And he became convinced, no, you should take, you should take some time off from your active preaching schedule and management schedule of the society and so forth. Prabhupada said, yes, arrange it. So from Los Angeles, Prabhupada took a flight to Hawaii, and we have temples there. So he stayed in one of our temples, which is very near the beach. So in the evening, the servant, he Jagannath Paladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shinitai Gaura Sundar ki. So in the evening, the servant of Srila Prabhupada, the personal servant, he walked into the room because he's free to walk into the room. So when he was walking into the room, he saw Prabhupada as being a dictation into his dictaphone, translating and giving the purports. Somebody's phone is on. Switch off all phones. Okay. I would have given him a transcendental reward if I knew who it was. So, the servant went into the room. It was time for Prabhupada to take rest. Prabhupada usually rests at 11 o'clock in the night, and hardly sleeping rises at 1 o'clock in the morning, which is impossible for a normal human being to do. Barely 1.5, 2 hours. So he walked in and he saw Prabhupada was on his dictaphone. So Prabhupada, he waited a little, and Prabhupada completed that part of the translation and the purport in his dictaphone, which becomes the Bhaktivedanta purports and becomes our books, like that. And then he got off from his desk where he was doing the translation, and he went almost to the bed. So the servant made up the bed, and when Prabhupada lied down, the servant left the room, switched off the light, and went to his room, across a garden area into his room. So then he went to rest and he switched the light off. Then when Prabhupada saw that his light is switched off, he switched his light on again. Because he could see through the window. But when Prabhupada's light came on again, that light has a reflection in its sort of rays, and the servant saw that. Some light came out also. So he saw that light was on again. So he was a little bit nervous and hesitant what to do. So he went to the keyhole of Prabhupada's door, and he was hearing. And he was hearing how Prabhupada was dictating into his dictaphone, which is what I'm reading from, even in the Srimad Bhagavatam today. And Prabhupada is saying, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sarva Karana Karana, like that. He was hearing the words. So quietly tiptoed back to his room, and went back to take rest. So in the morning when he went back to Prabhupada's place, like 1 or 2 hours later, he saw that the light was already on, and he walked in and he made the bed, and Prabhupada was continuing to translate into his dictaphone. So later that morning, Prabhupada said, I'm going for my morning walk, and they were walking on the beach. So the servant, he was like, you could see, Prabhupada is not just super perceptive. He knows there's a servant who to say something. So he put his cane firm on the sand, sea sand, on the beach, and he said, so the servant said, Srila Prabhupada, it seems like you didn't really rest last night. And then Prabhupada said something like, oh, you didn't take rest? It's not good for you. Because how would he make such a statement? You should take enough rest. Otherwise your health will not be good. So the servant saw Prabhupada cut him off in a gentle way. So as they walked again, put the cane again, and then Prabhupada said, so, come on, speak. What do you want to say? Speak. So the servant said, it seems like you did more translation than usual because you was up the whole night. Like that. Then Srila Prabhupada, as a matter of, in a natural way, as a matter of fact way, he said, oh, the translation you're talking about. I could do that very easily. Because as we know, there's many Sanskrit scholars in the world. They can translate Sanskrit to English very easily. So that I could do very easily. Like that. He said, but it takes time to make it presentable for the common man. I'll repeat his words. But It takes time to make it presentable for the common man. And that's how we're all sitting here today. Because of Srila Prabhupada's Bhaktivedanta purports. So in this let me see again. In this particular beautiful verse and explanation, how nice Srila Prabhupada discusses the it's actually right in the verse itself. It's such amazing verse. Yeah. Yes. It says, Mahat Mukha Achuttaha, delivered from the mouths of great devotees. And this Sudakanaha, Padam Amboja, in other words, that which comes from the mouths of great or pure devotees brings you to the point where it carries you to the aroma of the saffron dust of Sri Sri Krishna. That saffron dust of the Lord is so powerful. And the words come emanating from the lotus mouth of pure devotees, brings you to that saffron dust of Sri Krishna. And it's mentioned several times. In the purport, in such an amazing way, Prabhupada says that, hear glorification of the Lord from the mouth of a pure devotee. And Prabhupada further says, the transcendental from the vibration from the mouth of a pure devotee is so powerful that it can revive the living entity's memory of his eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then Prabhupada goes further and further about hearing. And again he says, a pure devotee always engages in the service of the Lord, taking shelter of his lotus feet, and therefore he has direct connection with the saffron mercy particles that are strewn over the lotus feet of the Lord. Although when a pure devotee speaks, the articulation of his voice may resemble the sound of this material sky, the voice is spiritually very powerful because it touches the particles of saffron dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. So when Srila Prabhupada speaks, he's not speaking for you to become a devotee. What is said here is speaking because he's speaking the transcendental vibration from his lotus mouth, Guru Mukha Padma Vakya, Chitete Koriyagya. When that comes, it reaches the saffron particles that emanates from the lotus feet of Sri Krishna himself. Therefore, his speaking will have effect on others without him knowing it. See? So it's not that when we preach, we are making the devotees. No. When we preach, that vibration should reach Krishna's lotus feet, and in turn, the super soul acts from his heart and from the heart of the pure devotee. See? That's how it works. Sarvasya chaham ridhai sanivistu matta smiti jnanam hapanamcha. The Lord is in the heart of the pure devotee, and the Lord is in the heart of that living entity to which the pure devotee is preaching to. But the preaching of the pure devotee's words reaches the saffron dust particles of the lotus feet of the Lord. And therefore the super soul in the heart of the pure devotee reaches the super soul in the heart of the person who's a conditioned soul, and that's how he becomes a devotee. That's how powerful the pure devotee is. When he speaks, Krishna hears. You want to hear? Okay. So this particular room conversation is with Professor Olivier. Olivier, we may say, or Olivier. He was the rector of the Durban University of Durban Westville. Now let me tell you a little bit about him. Professor Olivier, or Professor S.P. Olivier, he was the rector of the main university for Indians during the apartheid days. University of Durban Westville. But what you don't know about him, I'm about to tell you. He was a member of what is called BOSS. BOSS is called, in short and abbreviated form, BOSS. It's called Bureau of State Security. You understand what that means? They control the propaganda mission of education, of how to indoctrinate people to think and to live their lives through education. See? In other words, he was a member of the Buraband, the highest intelligentsia of this country at that time, who influences the president of the country of how to say and what to do. And we didn't know that. We did not know that. But you can see Srila Prabhupada is very bold. Nothing fears him. He was having a room conversation, and the main person, the main guest in the room conversation was Professor Olivier. It was in the University of Durban Westville. This conversation happened in October of 1975 when Prabhupada visited here. Very powerful thing. So I'm just going to play a little bit of it for you, and then we'll discuss further.
Discuss some of the points that you raised, and I came in the middle of a discourse.
That's Professor Olivier.
I do not know where those gentlemen, they are your teaching staff, that Mr. Chadda and others, they were introduced as Arya Samajis. They belong to the teaching staff, no?
No, the Arya Patanidi Sabha, which is an organization which was started about 100 years ago by Swami Dayanand in India, with the motto Bhanto Vishvam Aryan, let us make all men noble through search after truth. And that started in South Africa about 50 years ago.
Oh.
And one of the leading gentlemen in the organization today was the one sitting on the extreme left-hand side, Mr. Chote.
So I'll recap for you. This Mr. Chote was a big member of the Arya Samajas, and he was sitting there with Prabhupada. And he was also on the staff of the Department of Hinduism in the university. So as you hear this conversation, Prabhupada literally was screaming at him and fighting with him. Anyone heard this before? Yes, in this conversation. Prabhupada never compromised. He was not scared. He was fearless. And Professor Olivier was like, what's going on here, you know? It's like, Prabhupada was bold, like a lion, screaming at him. Because they believe in Nirakar. Nirakar means no form. God has no form. So I just briefly showed you just introduced you to that whole thing like that. We good so far? Yeah. So this is hearing from the mouth of a pure devotee, which reaches the saffron dust particles of Krishna. And then the super soul in the pure devotee will connect with the super soul to the person that he's talking to. That's how powerful the whole thing is. Saffron dust particles reaches Sri Krishna's lotus feet. Now I'll take some questions or comments at this time, and then we'll go on to the second part of the program of how you can hear more from Srila Prabhupada, based on this purport that I've read. So where's the microphone? You can ask any question you want. Not necessarily in what I spoke, but anything in general. Who raised the hand? They wait for someone to start. Madhu Mangal Prabhu, nice to see you. Madhu, you have a question? No. Who has a question? Come on. You're not going to get a chance to ask questions. You're going to. Okay, Ramal Prabhu's there.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. If you can please repeat the reference that you're reading from Bhagavatam. I only heard Canto 4. I'd like to hear the chapter and the text. My question is...
It's Canto 4, Chapter 20, Text 25.
Okay, thank you.
It's a very powerful purported verse.
When people pass on, they often say that they meet their ancestors on the way. But I heard in one Srila Prabhupada lecture, sometimes in 7 months, the person is back in a material body. And also the ancestors could be lingering around somewhere in the world. Can you please share some light on that? Thank you.
Srila Prabhupada is speaking from the scripture mainly. The person who is moving after leaving the current body is only known by 3 people if the person is not a devotee. In each situation of the life of the current life of the person to go into a future life is only known to 3 personalities. It's known fully by the Paramatma, the Super Soul. It's known a little less fully by Yamaraj, the Superintendent of Death. And it's known least fully, very little, by the soul itself, because the soul is in a bewildered state. So I can't really tell you, because I'm neither the Super Soul nor Yamaraj, and I'm not that soul who's traveling from one body to another. See? But in principle, that does not apply to devotees. It only applies to those who are not in the practice of Krishna consciousness. For devotees, Yamaraj is not there, which is a saving grace, the Superintendent of Death. For devotees, even if they continue in the next life, Yamaraj doesn't do that. They continue the Krishna consciousness from the point they left in this life, they continue in the next life. And that's the arrangement of not Krishna as Upadrashtu Namantacha, as the overseer and permitter. That is Krishna as the Chaita Guru, the Lord in the heart. So Krishna takes you as the Lord in the heart to the next feature of another body which is more conducive for you to continue in devotional service, because the current body in your current situation around you may not be favorable. So that is the great boon or the great blessing to be in Krishna consciousness, that your next life, Yamaraj and the Yamadutas will not come. And this is very much evidence with the extreme case of Ajamil in the Srimad Bhagavatam. See? But we don't have the extreme activities and so-called fall down of Ajamil. Ours is a little bit more mild. He was quite in the and yet he was safe to continue his devotional service. Is that all right? Now, for those who are not in Krishna consciousness, they may meet the members of family who were with them in this lifetime and have moved on, which is the death experience. They may meet them like that. Srila Prabhupada gave the example. It's quite a humorous example, actually. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada gave the example that after the partition of Bharata Bhumi into Pakistan and Hindustan, which is current day India, so the propagation is that the Hindus are not nice people, and the Hindus say that the Muslims are not nice people, like that type of thing, and there's fighting going on, like for Kashmir or whatever the case may be. So if there's a constant meditation on from a person who's a Hindu from the India side or Hindustani side, on those people on the Pakistani side, obviously at the time of leaving his body, he's going to remember that, and he'll take birth he'll take birth in Pakistan, yes. And similarly, those will take birth in India. And if you're constantly, remembering your wife who's passed away, then when you pass away, you'll join her where she is also. Maybe you like to do that. See? But that's not in the line of a devotee or devotional service. But if your wife is a devotee, that's fine. You can remember her. That's fine. That's different now. Your devotional service will continue. Yeah. Is that all right? Yeah. So just to support your question further, just open. You have an open Bhagavad Gita here somewhere? I can open this new one if you want. Bring it, everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Continue chanting until I get what I'm looking for. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Madhu Mangal Prabhu, for reminding us to continue to chant. We are in Bhagavad Gita chapter 1, text 41, and the verse is as follows. Sankaro naraka yaiva kula jnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro hi esham lupta pindodaka kriya. So here Arjuna is quoting what is called Dharma Shastra to sort of tell Krishna that I do not want to fight. And Arjuna is speaking this, and it's valid what he's saying. And Arjuna says to Krishna, an increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life, both for the family and both for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performances for offering them food and water are entirely stopped. So before I get to the purport, Arjuna is literally saying that you have to do prayers. You know, something they call it in Hindi, Pitrapak, or Pitriksha. They go to Gaya and do this. Or they do it locally also. That you offer oblations and you offer foodstuffs to the forefathers. Yeah. So that is better than not doing that at all. If you're not in devotional service and you don't do that, then you are quite sinful. You're not respecting your ancestors. But if you are not a devotee and you do it, that's what Arjuna is saying. One must do that. Okay? Then in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, according to the rules and regulations of fruitive activities, there is a need to offer periodical food and water to the forefathers of the family. Now people do that because they want to keep connection. They want to keep connection. And they want to also join the person after they leave the current body. This offering is performed by worship of Vishnu because eating the remnants of food offered to Vishnu can deliver one from all kinds of sinful reactions. Sometimes the forefathers may be suffering from various types of sinful reactions, and sometimes some of them cannot even acquire a gross material body and are forced to remain in subtle body as ghosts. Like you said in your question, that in the same vicinity where the person left their body in the home or in the area, and the other family members can feel the presence of the person because there's a ghost of the person around. That's what Prabhupada is saying. So Prabhupada is saying this in relation to that not just anyone you can worship for that and offer the remnants of the foodstuffs. It must be Vishnu. It must be Vishnu. Okay? Then Prabhupada says further, thus when remnants of prasadam, food, are offered to forefathers by descendants, the forefathers are released from ghostly or all kinds of miserable life. Such help rendered to the forefathers is a family tradition, and those who are not in devotional life are required to perform such rituals. Those who are not practicing devotees. In other words, it is quite important that the important feature or ingredient of that service to the forefathers is prasadam. Is prasadam, food offered to Vishnu specifically. But then Prabhupada says such rituals and functions in religious life is required by those who are not in devotional life. Then Prabhupada says, one who is engaged in the devotional service is not required to perform such actions. Simply by performing devotional service, one can deliver hundreds and thousands of forefathers from all kinds of miseries. Why the immediate generation or the great-grandfather? Hundreds and thousands can be delivered. It's numberless in a way, if you're a devotee. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 5, Text 41. Devashi buttapta nidnam pitrinam nakin karonayam rini charajan sarvatmanaya saranam saranyam gato mukundam paririchakatam. anyone who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, the giver of liberation, giving up all kinds of obligation, and has taken to the path in all seriousness, owes neither duties nor obligations to the demigods, sages, general living entities, family members, humankind, or forefathers. Such obligations are automatically fulfilled by the performance of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of God. Is that all right? Yeah. So the secret is this. You do not have to have a friend or a relative that you currently have who's not a devotee. If you just become attached to a devotee of the Lord, that devotee can help you deliver hundreds and thousands of forefathers from your own family, although he may not be related to you in the current family tradition situation. And that one of those principal examples for us in our line is His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who went to New York at the Bowery, Lower Manhattan. Nobody was related to him. Nobody was? Right. But the words emanating from his lotus mouth, which was touching the saffron dust particles of Sri Krishna, and received back through the super soul of each personality, made them into devotees. So then you become again back as the sons, as daughters of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which Prabhupada says in one purport in another place in the Bhagavatam. And we belong to the Achutya Gotra. We belong to the dynasty of Krishna, Achutya Gotra, one who never falls down, Sri Krishna. Okay, I'm going to continue with this program if there's no more questions for now. Any other? Okay. Give that microphone next door there to Raj.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Sorry, my question is I wanted to find out, besides ISKCON, been hearing some other spiritual leaders talk as well, just with an open mind. And sometimes I begin to ask myself the question, in the land of the gods like Bharat itself, we have so many different kinds of schools of thought of the way how to find God. So sometimes in the quest as a normal seeker, material householder, it's a bit confusing, but I'm very much into Srila Prabhupada's books, and I do understand that is if I can call it the Raja Vidya knowledge, which I know, but sometimes in passing, I wonder why some great philosophers and seekers have got different proponents of how to go by God, when this revelations came to the saints and seers that spread this knowledge from time immemorial. I'm trying to understand why there's so many different schools of thought and why people propose different kinds of methods of how to reach God. I know in the correct sense there are 4 sampradayas of how to reach God, but like you get Arya Samaj, you get Sadhguru, you get X, Y, and Z, this, different kind of methodologies, Ramakrishna Center, this, divinity, that. And it's a bit confusing sometimes when you begin to understand why there's so much of variance. Is there any possible reason that different seekers came different times, different methodology or different times? Sorry, my question is a bit long, but I hope not confusing. But I'm just trying to understand.
I'll respond to your question shortly.
All right.
But
Thank you, Maharaj.
Pass the microphone that way. He also put his hand up. Let's see what he wants to tell us.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for your class. You spoke about Peter Buck. Can you please explain that verse in chapter 9, text 26? Yanti Deva Vrita Devan.
Can you explain to us? You seem to know the verse.
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 26. Yanti Deva Prita Devan, Prita Yanti Priti Vitaha, Bhuta Yanti Bhutija, Yanti Jo Yapimam. Translation. Those who worship, please listen to this one. Those who worship the demigods, they go to the planet of the demigods. Those who worship their sisters, they go to the planet of their sisters. Those who worship ghosts and spirit, they go to that planet. And those who worship me, not me, Lord Krishna, go to his planet. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, thank you. So you wonderfully explained how Krishna is explaining that there's different destinations for different people according to how and why and when they want to worship and who they want to worship. Good. So coming back to your question now. You see, in Bharata Bhumi or India, there's only 1.4 billion people. And India is just one country in a small planet called planet Earth. And the planet Earth in Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha, the upper, middle and lower planetary systems. When the planet Earth is within the middle planetary systems, and it's the smallest planet, practically, in the middle planetary systems. And this Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha, upper, middle and lower planetary systems belongs to this one universe. And in this universe, this Brahma has 4 heads. So this universe is also the smallest universe in all the universes. In one universe, Brahma has 1,000 heads, another one 1,000,000 heads. So according to the number of heads he's carrying, which you cannot see on a gross platform. It's on an intelligence platform. That big that universe is. See? That big that universe is. So your question is like, the world is very small here for us and time is very short. The world is small and time is very short. See? And for most people, the world is big and we have a lot of time. But no, we know that. Time just goes like that. Time is very short. See? So those who want to become famous in this particular planet, they may use everything to become famous. They may use singing, they may use acting, they may use religion, they may use whatever, just to become famous and get followers. Like that. And then they become the gods. Yeah. And innocent people in their ignorance may follow them. But our goal is very clear. Our goal is Goloka Vrindavan. And reaching that saffron dust particles of the Lord, of the lotus feet of the Lord. Our goal is very clear. See? So it's a very important thing to understand the goal of what you want, and then accordingly you will listen to particular people. If our goal is to go back home, back to Goloka Vrindavan, then you'll follow the process for that, which is the bona fide process. You like that? But still I'm going to give you an example in my own experience of explaining this thing nicer in that way. Relatively to this small planet and small population. It's insignificant actually for us. So I mentioned this before, but I'll just make it very brief. I was distributing books on the streets of Nairobi in Kenya, capital of Nairobi. And it was on Moi Avenue, M-O-I. Moi was the previous president of the country, and they named one street after him. So after some time of distributing books, maybe 2 hours into distributing books, I was a little tired, so the Gujarati shop owner outside the shop of distributing books, he had my stock inside. So he gave me a low chair to sit on. So I just sat there because I was a little tired. So then when I looked to my left and coming down the street, I saw very clearly, and I recognized the garb. It was an archbishop of the Roman Catholic Church. And you get bishop, archbishop, cardinal, then one pope. So he was walking towards me. And I could sort of sense he's coming to see me. And he did. And he was probably 10 years or 15 years older than me at the time. So he said, I see you're a very determined person, and that you have like some Hindu Indian garb on you, and you're approaching African people here, and I've noticed that some of them are taking the books that you're distributing. So he was quite impressed with that. Like that. So I just was very polite with him, and he spoke for about 25, 30 minutes, about the glories of what they follow, and so forth. And then later I found out that the Vatican in Rome gave him a nice place in the city center, because he's the Archbishop of Nairobi, the whole city. Like and he's born there, African born, very well educated, so forth. In fact, if you want to be a cardinal, in the Roman Catholic order, you have to have a double PhD, and one else must be in science of religion. So he must have had a PhD, this person, at least one, because he's an archbishop. Yeah. Very scholarly, very well learned, very well versed, and very experienced. So after about 25 or 30 minutes, I heard him out, and then he asked, "Do you have any questions?" I said, "Yes, I have some questions." So he was quoting the scriptures, this, that, especially the Old Testament, and coming to the New Testament, biblical scripture. So I said, are you a father and grandfather? I was wondering, what kind of a question is that? He said, yes. He said, I'm a father and I'm a grandfather. But now as a grandfather, I have retired from the fatherly life, the father and the husband life, which is a good thing, like Vanaprastha. So then I told him that, well, I didn't become a father, and neither am I a grandfather. So that's the first difference between you and me. Then I said, I have more questions. Is it okay? He's wondering now, maybe I'll ask a spiritual question or a religious question. Then I asked him, are you a vegetarian? He said, no. I said, well, I'm a vegetarian. He said, and I said, that's the second difference between you and me. I said some other things, and he realized I was asking questions, on his personal life and so forth. So eventually, after asking these questions back and forth, he knew where I was getting at. Then I said, look, I invite you to come and stay with me for 3 nights and 4 days. We're just up the road. We have a temple right in the edge of the city, like 10 minutes walk into the city of Nairobi. We have a temple there, and he knew that. He said, yeah, I know your temple. I said, I invite you to come and spend three nights and 4 days with me. And then after that, I will come and spend 3 nights and 4 days with you. And let's see how you live your life and how I live my life. He said, no, maybe you can be my guest, but I cannot be your guest because I'll be criticized. The Vatican and Rome will find out. I may lose my archbishop position and all that stuff. I said, fine. But I asked him, you understand the point I'm trying to make? He said, yes. I said, you are discussing scripture. I am not discussing scripture. I am discussing who is living the scripture. And he perfectly understood. And I gave him a Science of Civilization book in English for free. He took it. He realized there's something here. He took it. So years later, I went back to Kenya. And maybe 5 years later, I've been there going there for 20 years almost. So then I was in Mombasa. So in Mombasa, one of the African-border devotees, they showed me one clip, small clip of the Archbishop speaking. And if you hear him speaking, maybe for 5 minutes, I saw that clip, then I look at him carefully. He's the same person who met me in the street. He was speaking exactly what is in the science of self-realization. So that's how important book distribution is. That's how important it is. They may not become devotees, but they'll use Prabhupada's books and they're convinced and give it to their own congregation in leading positions in the Archbishop. But when I saw the clip, I asked this devotee, where's this person? They said, no, his words are going viral because he just passed away a year, a month ago. Because when somebody passes away, people want to hear the person more. Oh no, what did he say after he passed away? Then I told this African body, I was the one who gave him science. He said, yes, he's speaking from science of self-realization. So all these so-called, yogis, jnanis, babas, rishis, whatever you get, or this, father, this priest, that archbishop, this rabbi, I'm bold with this. You only tell them one thing. You come and live with me and I'll live with you. Let's see what happens. Who is living the scripture? Who is living the Bible? Who is living the Quran? Who is living the Torah? Who is living according to Bhagavad Gita? That is the most important thing. Because Prabhupada used to say, Achar. Not this pickle. This is A-C-A-R-A, Achar. Achar and Prachar. Achar means behavior, how you live, and Prachar means speaking. See? And Lord Chaitanya told Sanatana Goswami, some people preach but do not behave properly. Some people behave properly but do not preach. But he said, and you, Sanatana Goswami, does both. You behave as well as you preach. So behavior and how you live is more important than just speaking and not living according to what you do. So who is living the scripture is most important. And once you tell somebody that, they realize, hey, there's Krishna conscious people with different, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki. Can I take a few more minutes? It's the last Sunday of the year. Right. We good? Yeah. Now we all know we are sitting here is because of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. When the words emanate from his lotus mouth, it touches the saffron dust particles of Sri Krishna directly. So we have some special announcements to make about this. Yeah. So this is called Prabhupada Vani. Vani means Prabhupada's words, instructions, advice, his preaching. Now if you buy a Srimad Bhagavatam set, it will cost you like almost like 4,000 rands, right? Yeah. But here we have in a 128 GB a USB drive. We have 448 lectures in Bhagavad Gita from Prabhupada, 25 from Sri Shupanisad, 19 from Brahma Samhita, 48 from Nectar of Devotion, 77 is the Krishna book dictation. And I spoke about dictating into a dictaphone. Here we have that too. There's 77 audio files from the Krishna book dictation, and the most amount of lectures is 943 from Srimad Bhagavatam, 91 from Chaitanya Charitamrita, 92 about initiations, 35 festivals, 53 of interviews, 514 morning walks, 271 assorted lectures, 894 room conversations, which I played one with Professor Olivier. Sound is crystal clear for that. Yeah. Devotee address 61, philosophical discussions 45, bhajans and purport 171, recitation and stories 78, japa and kirtan 43, Hindi lectures and conversations 145, and Bengali lectures 20. This gives you 4,073 files from the Bhaktivedanta archives. And the Bhaktivedanta archives is a division of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. Okay, clear so far? Yeah. Now, I have been distributing this audio with and without the audio machines for the last 13 or 14 years of Srila Prabhupada. And I may have distributed something like 145,000 sets so far. Yeah. And the Lakshmi that we make from the goes back into production and back into distribution. This thing has its own movement. It moves on its own because it's Prabhupada. So we have it on this side, here, on the white boxes. You can lift up one box. It's a nice gift box I showed you here. It comes with the booklet and the USB there. And it's a nice end of year. So let's start the year auspiciously, like that. That's one. Now then in the last 2.5 years or so, almost 3 years, I produced what is called Srila Prabhupada's ultimate video. Everything on the planet that's videoed on Prabhupada, including old 35mm black and white films from the 1960s and so forth, into digitalized format and so forth. So the audio cost us 8 crores. 8 crores means 80 million rupees, which is about 15 million rands. And the video cost us about 6 crores, which is about 11 million rands. To improve it, take out the background sound, cut out missing links in the audio and video, patch them up and so forth. You won't find this on the internet. We're trying to take you out of the rubbish of the social media. This is not online. See? We want to get out of that rubbish. It's affecting everyone. So this video has 70 videos over 58 hours. Here, everything including Prabhupada's last final pastime in Vrindavan, where he was dictating on his bed, put into Samadhi and so forth. And also the Hare Krishna movie is here for 51 minutes. And this is copyrighted by ISKCON Television with Nishingananda Prabhu and ISKCON Cinema with Yadubar and Madhavisha. But we produce it, Hare Krishna Media Services with Madhava Prabhu, we produce it. I'm the main promoter and the main distributor of this. So this one is a 64 GB USB. It comes into a connector or an adapter that goes into your Android phone or the latest iPhones. It plays there also. So without the connector, it goes into your computer or it goes into a big screen if you have like that. Clear, as clearly as possible. We can, because some original footage, we tried our best, cleaning for visuals and so forth. We tried our best. You can't do much more from the originals as we have done. It costs us money. Okay. So now, I'll tell you my age. I am 64 years of age. I'm in my mid-60s. I joined ISKCON 41 years ago. I don't know how long more I'll be in this body. But one of my main services now worldwide is to leave back Srila Prabhupada's legacy. So the video is Srila Prabhupada Vapu, seeing him in his personal form with his disciples, going all over the world preaching, including in South Africa. Yeah. And the audio is Srila Prabhupada's Vani. Srila Prabhupada's Vani. So some initiating gurus are my friends. In some parts of the world, they make it compulsory that every of the disciples may take one of each of this and see or hear Prabhupada for at least half an hour, 30 minutes a day. If anyone disagrees with that, including a leader, he must be pagla or crazy. So we want to keep Prabhupada intact and not make him disappear from our lives. You know? And this is going to go beyond our own lifetime, that Prabhupada's legacy is still very much alive amongst us in this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And Prabhupada, and people get the opportunity to associate with Prabhupada to his Bapu and Vani. So, this nice gentleman here who came for the first time, if somebody takes 2 of this, like the video and the audio together, then we are distributing Bhagavad Gita as it is, as a gift to you, which you can give to others because you may already have the Bhagavad Gita as a New Year gift. Like for example, what's the gentleman's name? Give him the microphone here. Give him the microphone. What's your name? Where's the sound man? He's taking prasad. Honoring prasad. Can't find the sound man. The sound man should be soundly awake and alive at all times. Where is he? He's
Hare
sleeping
Krishna.
there,
It's
in the back. Yes, say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
What's your good name?
Indran Naidu.
Indran Naidu. I'm also Tamil.
Yes.
South Indian. That's not important, but I'm trying to connect with you. You have a Bhagavad Gita as it is.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, if somebody takes another one, will you give it as a gift to somebody else?
Certainly will.
As a New Year gift.
Will.
So, the person next to you, you came with him? The devotee next to you?
I heard he was here and therefore came. He's a relative.
Give him the microphone.
Hare Krishna.
How are you?
Fine, thanks. And you, Maharaj?
All the money spent before Christmas? You still have something, right?
Yes.
Say.
Hare Krishna.
No, the money.
That's more valuable, actually.
Yeah. So, would you have this? These
No.
audio and video. You'd like a set, right? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yeah. I push.
I see that.
Yes. I push you back to Goloka. Saffron dust particles you'll get from this personality. Okay. So if you take this set and this set, no, keep the microphone. If you take both, you'll get one Bhagavad Gita free, which you can give your friend to give his friend who's not a devotee yet. Is that okay?
Okay.
Now you're wondering, but Maharaj didn't say how much it costs. Okay. So all these videos, here 70, this goes for 400 rands. They normally say 4 clips.
4 clips.
And this goes for 5 clips. Because this is 128 GB USB and this is 64. If you take both, it's 900. You getting it? And you'll get the Bhagavad Gita as a gift today to gift somebody else for New Year. Is that okay? You can.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Can you afford this?
Yes.
Of course. Everyone is meant to afford this. This goes back into production for so many people too. There are 4 things that are most valuable in a devotee's life. The Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Srila Prabhupada's books, now Srila Prabhupada's audio, and Srila Prabhupada's video. We cannot do without this. Because this personality's voice reaches the saffron dust particles of the lotus feet of Krishna. Okay? So if you want these sets, we only have, last week at Radhana Temple I distributed most of it. We only have about 50 videos left individually, but collectively with the audio, we only have about 27 left, right? Yeah. And then we have the Bhagavad Gita's to give you free if you take both. He's enthusiastic. And take the microphone to him. At least I got one customer from the audience. Now the payment is simple. You have a card payment, cash payment, and EFT payment is. See, you're getting hundreds of lectures of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and one Srimad Bhagavatam set is 4,000 rands, right? You're getting this for 500 rands. But still you have to read the book. It's important. But nowadays people don't read books so much. They like to hear and see video. So we're trying to get you off the social media. Yes?
No, Maharaj, I see you selling these things. I want to take 2 sets.
We are not selling.
Oh.
We are distributing. And you we are distributing and you are contributing.
I beg your pardon. I correct myself. I would draw my statement.
So you're taking 2 sets.
2 sets, yeah.
Right.
2 sets.
Now you'll get 2 Bhagavad Gitas with that. And you can give us New Year's gift. Thank you very much. Okay. You don't take it now. We'll give it to you while the arati is going on, and you can come to this table. We have 3 nice devotees there. Where is Jagannath Prabhu? Tell him to come to the table. You'll need help here. Yeah. Is that all right, everyone? Now raise your hand if you are indicating that you may take a set. So encourage me. Come on. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's over. I can't count the hands in the back. There's 27 sets. It's over. Thank you very much. Prabhanu Prabhu, any announcement? We need more. No, there's 7 hands in the back. There's more. Yeah. Prabhanu, any announcements? So remember, if you want to hear this, you'll be connected to the saffron dust particles according to Srimad Bhagavatam of the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. Before we make the announcements, you good? You ready for the announcements? I thank you very much for you have your hand up. Give the microphone here. Kashmiri.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So good to see you again. Wait, she's not listening. Maharaj is busy.
So somebody's making an announcement for this? Yes, Kashmiri.
Yes, Maharaj, I just have a question about the recorder.
Oh, you mean the audio machine?
Yes, the machine.
See me after this.
Okay, thank you so much, Maharaj.
She wants the whole thing. You know, she saw my audio machine, and there's a higher end one. She wants the higher end one. Somebody saw it on that. This one can come only in the hand luggage. This can come in check-in luggage. This one is an electronic thing.
So before Shavan Prabhu.
No, 1 minute. This has the micro SD card. You don't see the USB drive. It's very neat compact. Micro SD card, not a USB drive.
Still a machine.
That one doesn't have, the machine doesn't have this USB drive. See? Because it sticks out. But it can take a USB too. It can take both. It's a micro SD card. All are proper stuff. Micro SD is more expensive to produce than the USB. Okay, please.
Hare Krishna. So just before Shavan Prabhu takes over, we have a gift like we've been doing for the last few weeks for those that have been distributing books. So the names are in that container. Maharaj will draw it. For the person to get the gift, you have to be in the room. If you're not here, we'll just draw the next person's name until we do get to somebody that's in the temple room.
Okay, I drew one. Satya Munsami, Sankarshan Prabhu.
Sankarshan Prabhu, no.
Next. Kusum Seva Mataji.
Kusum Seva Mataji, I saw her. Yes, she's here.
Come, take your gift. Everyone chant loudly. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Oh, I know her very well. Come. You have to face the video. Come. And I don't know what's inside. If you need more of a better gift, you speak to Prabhupada. I don't know what's inside. Okay, that's for you. And I'm going to give her a gift also. Is that okay? So I'm giving the Prabhupada Ultimate Video. For you. Nice to see you again. Hare Krishna. Okay. You still cook? Okay. All right. Hare Krishna. What else am I meant to be of service for? I'm okay now. Okay. There's some announcements and then observing the arti till the end with kirtan, and then there's a nice end of year feast. Wait. Anybody knows the menu for the feast? Okay. Nice end of year feast, whatever that is. Go ahead.
Thank you, dear Maharaj, for
I just want to tell him something. He's a nice devotee, but he needs to find out from the speaker how he wants to be introduced in the future. Good? Thank you.
Thank you, dear Maharaj, for your profound words of knowledge and wisdom from the Sastras, and for your excerpt from Srila Prabhupada's Lila Amrita. You wouldn't want to mess with Professor Olivier, but you really wouldn't want to mess with Srila Prabhupada, the real boss man from the Bureau of the Spiritual Society. All right, let's all give Maharaj a wonderful round of applause. His Holiness Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Swami Ki Jai. Okay. Devotees, I have a few brief announcements. So we have a very special Pushpa Abhishek in honor of the installation anniversary of our beloved Sri Sri Nitai Gaurasundara on New Year's Day. As described in the Vedic texts, heavenly damsels shower flower petals upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this divine spirit, we as humble servants of the Lord invite you to participate in this auspicious event by sponsoring flower petals as offerings to our dear lordships. The sponsorship packages start from 108 Rand for 1 kg of flower petals, and they go up to 20 kgs for 1,708 Rand. We also have a very special Pushpa Abhishek on New Year's Eve.
So how much is that flower thing, flower Abhishek sponsorship? 108 rands. And then total how much you need? So 1 kg for 108 rand, right? No, the flowers. So there's about 200 kilos of flowers, which comes to like 40,000 rands or something. Okay, but the sponsorship is 108 rand at a time for 1 kilo. Okay. Who would like to help with this? Yes, microphone there. Where's the mic? You see, if you make an announcement, nobody will come. If you ask, then it will come forward. You're learning? So, how many kilos you sponsoring?
I'll take the...
Gorangi?
Goranga.
That you? You didn't cook for me this time, what happened?
You didn't ask me to.
You didn't come and see me. How many kilos?
I'll take I think it's a silver one. It's for about 508 rands or something.
Okay, let's chant for Gorangi Priya. 508 rands. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now somebody's taking names here?
Yes, me.
You're making an announcement. Who's taking names? Okay, Kashmiris wants to sponsor something. Yes, Kashmir?
Yes, apart from the silver, what other ones? Oh, the silver is the first start.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So we have bronze, which starts at it's 108 rand.
Oh.
You're not listening. She's saying apart from the silver, what's higher?
Oh, no. No, I'll take the silver.
You'll take the silver?
Yes.
Not the gold or platinum or something.
I'll do silver. Thank you.
Mataji will do silver 508 rands actually.
Okay, let's chant for Kashmiri, 508 for silver. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Don't worry, I don't get a commission on this. Anyone else likes to help with the Pushpa Abhishek? Flower Abhishek? For now? I think they're hungry. Oh, you want to help with that? Microphone here, please. You know, you can't come lower. You have to always go higher. Go ahead.
I'll do a silver, Maharaj.
Gorangi Priya, thank you for setting the standard. Huh? Name again. Not Tarun Baladev. Who's paying? Let's chant for Kartik and Tarun Baladev and family, another silver. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So who should they see if they want to continue to sponsor?
Please see Achyuta Mataji downstairs in the gift shop, or you can see one of the devotees in the temple room, Bhakti Vinod or Raghunath or myself, and we'll be able to help you actually. Hare Krishna.
Devotees, we have one more announcement. There is a special Pushpa Abhishek on New Year's Eve as well. And His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami and Bhakti Brihad Swami will be there on the evening. Devotees, we thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come to the New Jagannath Puri Sunday Love Feast. And we look forward to seeing you guys again next week Sunday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Not next week Sunday. We're going to see you guys on Tuesday, which is the 31st of December for the program for Srila Prabhupada's anniversary installation. It'll start at, Prasadam is from 6 to 7, Gaurati at 7 o'clock, Srila Prabhupada's Guru Puja at 7:30, and then the Pushpa Abhishek for Prabhupada at 8 o'clock, and then glorification of Srila Prabhupada, because next year, 2025, is 50 years for Srila Prabhupada coming to South Africa. So there's a big celebration happening the entire year. So please come and be part of that. And then at 10 o'clock, we'll have Ama Harinam and come back for Aarti at midnight for the deities of Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. On the 1st of January, the program will start at 11 o'clock with Guru Puja for Srila Prabhupada. Glorification by both Mahajas will be there. We'll have the Aarti at 12:30, and at 1 o'clock we'll do the Pushpa Abhishek. Prasadam will be served at 3. So make sure you take breakfast before you come. Hare Krishna. His Holiness Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Swami Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Hitai go Pramaninde. So since the Aarti is finished, we'll just sing the Shingadev praise, and then you can all go take prasad. Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Prahlada Lada Dayane, Prahlada Lada Dayane, Hiranyakashipu Vakshahaya, Sila Tanka Nathala He, Sila Tanka Nathala He, Ito Nasimho, Parato Nasimho, Ito Nasimho, Parato Nasimho, Yato yato yamitaito nasimha. Yato yato yamitaito nasimha. Baihe nasimha. Hridaye nasimha. Baihe. Narasimha Maidim Sadanan Prapade. Narasimha Maidim Sadanan Prapade. Tabakada Kamala Vade Nakanad Bhuta Singha. Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanabringam. Keshabadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Tavakada Kamala Bade Nakan. Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanabringam. Keshabadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Keshabadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Keshabadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Nasringadev, 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 Jai Nasringadev, Jaya. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jai Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jai Prahlad Maharaj. Shri Bhakti Vignas Vinashakni Shingadev Bhagavani Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Shastra Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitai Gopramanande. So Prasadam is being served downstairs in the hall, everybody. So Hare Krishna.